Hey guys, this is Kat and Alex with a recap of SmackDown from June 30th. It first started with an announcement that there would be a fatal four-way number one contenders match for the United States Championship between Cesaro, Apollo Crews, Sheamus, and Alberto Del Rio. Cesaro ended up winning the match by submitting Del Rio in a sharpshooter after the Cesaro swing. And it was announced that he would be fighting Rusev later that night for the U.S. Championship. But after the match, Del Rio ended up attacking Cesaro, and then Rusev came out after Del Rio got his revenge, and Rusev ended up cutting a promo calling Cesaro a coward, at which point Cesaro got back into the ring and then fought Rusev for the U.S. Championship. Rusev ended up winning, though, by submission via the Accolade. And then Rusev ended up confirming that he knows nothing about the U.S., even though he's the United States champion. And then it was announced that on Raw, that will be taking place on the 4th of July, he will be defending his U.S. title against Titus O'Neil. Woo.
So next, Dana comes out to fight against Billie Kay. I just want to point in there that Billie Kay has been brought up from NXT before Bayley. Dana won by a pinfall with a Samoan driver. And that was the end of that match.
After the match, though, it cut backstage, and we saw Sasha watching the match, and she was talking with Renee Young. Then Summer Rae came out to tell Sasha that everyone is sick of the boss. And then Sasha challenged her to a match, and then they would fight later that night, and we'll get into that.
So The Miz comes out with Maurice to have The Miz TV with his special guest Dean Ambrose, and Dean Ambrose interrupts him, apologizing for being late. When The Miz says, well, you're not late, you're early. Dean had a paper bag in his hand and whipped out a Cuban and started eating it and got mustard all over his face, and it was pretty gross. The Miz started getting angry and took off his designer jacket and set it down. It was white, and Dean Ambrose picked it up and wiped off all the mustard from his face with it. The Miz got even more angry, kicked him, and he and Maurice walked out of the ring. And that was it for Miz TV on SmackDown tonight.
After that, the Wyatt family came out, and there was a match between, it was Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan against Aaron Hale and Mike Duatti. Braun Strowman threw one of them on top of the other one and ended up pinning them both. And then the New Day came on the Titantron. They were kind of dressed like the Wyatt family, and Xavier's still, kind of acting a little strange. And then Bray tells him that, why don't you just tell them what you know? And that the devil's calling for him, and all he can do is pray and run.
And that was it for that. That was it. I don't know why they just ended it like that. It's been very...
Oh, I like how they do that.
It's been very mysterious.
Next was the match of Sasha Banks and Summer Rae. Summer Rae actually was dominating a good amount of the match, but thankfully Sasha won with the bank statement. And then next came the main event. It was Dean Ambrose and The Miz. Basically, it culminated into what happened earlier that night. The match went back and forth a little bit. Miz ended up hitting the skull-crushing finale. Dean Ambrose was able to kick out of it, and then eventually hit him with the Dirty Deeds, and ended up pinning The Miz, and that was it for SmackDown.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we hope you'll be back for our next episode of Kat and Alex TV. Thank you. Good night.